Allison Langer.
I'm Andrea Askowitz, and this is Writing Class Radio. You'll hear true personal stories and learn a little bit about how to write your own stories. Together, we produce this podcast, which is equal parts heart and art. By heart, we mean the truth in a story. By art, we mean the craft of writing. No matter what's going on in our lives, writing class is where we tell the truth. It's where we work out our shit. There's no place in the world like writing class, and we want to bring you in. Today on our show, we bring you a story by Rachel Kramer Bussel. And in this episode, we are just going to take her story and then talk about ourselves.
Isn't that what we always do anyway?
We try not to, but then we always do. But this time, let's just do it.
Okay.
We're just going to do it. No apologies.
I just want to apologize to Rachel before we say no apologies. No, because we're also going to brag up her story. 100%. Like, her story inspired me to like really dig deep into my own shit. And I feel like that's what stories should do. They really should teach you something. They should be entertaining, but they also should like make you think. And I love that.
Maybe we should rethink that old notion that we've had for like 15, 25 years that a great story is great. Even like greatness doesn't matter if it reminds us of ourselves. So maybe if it reminds us of ourselves, that is great.
I think it's great. I also like being brought into somebody else's world. But in this case, it was my world. So I liked it.
It actually happened to be your world. Because, okay, I'm going back to my old notion. Because you know what? If we're brought into someone's world and we feel it, doesn't really matter if it's a great story.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. So, okay. But this time, it was your world. Cool.
And it was kind of your world because you've had to deal with me for 9 years.
True. I've witnessed it. Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
We'll be back with Rachel Kramer Bussel after the break. We're back. I'm Allison Langer, and this is Writing Class Radio. Up next is Rachel Kramer Bussel reading her story, The Craving That Killed My Veganism.
Meat is murder. At 13, those 3 words weren't just a catchy album title by the Smiths. They were my rock-solid truth. I didn't even use the word meat. More pointedly, I declare, I don't eat animals. I became a vegetarian as a preteen, then quickly adopted veganism, abstaining from any animal-derived products, including honey, leather, or suede. I gave my bat mitzvah speech about the evils of fur. In the late 80s, vegan wasn't just paired with celebrities and former presidents. Its pronunciation was still murky. Was it vegan or vegan? Being vegan wasn't just about what I ate or wore, but how I lived. I attended protests with my local animal rights group. Once, someone threw raw chicken at us while we picketed a local farm known for inhumane practices. At 16, I got arrested as part of a civil disobedience action against a pigeon shoot. With other activists, I snuck into a crowd of beer-drinking revelers to get to the caged pigeons. We released them in the air, then went limp and got carted off on a stretcher. I chose UC Berkeley for its wealth of vegan dining options and student body full of committed animal rights activists. Yet Berkeley wound up being where my veganism was tested. During my sophomore year, I had a sudden, intense craving for a Wendy's chicken sandwich, a food I hadn't eaten in 7 years. The yearning startled me, like I'd received someone else's hunger pangs instead of my own rumblings for mapo tofu. I laughed it off, but it wouldn't go away. The hankering lived not just in my stomach, but in my mind, haunting my dreams. A few weeks later, I decided to put my meat lust to the test. I bought a Wendy's chicken sandwich, expecting to recoil in horror once the meat hit my tongue. I had this crazy notion I'd be found out instantly. How was unclear, but I was sure some bat signal was being raised to my activist friends. Each bite was delicious, the gustatory equivalent of revisiting a long-lost friend. I finished it and went about my day, assuming the carnivorous meal would be a one-time event. But months later, my cravings for meat returned. During this same period, my formerly healthy eating habits had turned distinctly disordered. Where I'd once memorized the foods that combined to make the most nutritious proteins from Diet for a Small Planet, now I frantically counted calories. I subsisted mainly on a small set of foods, including canned mushrooms, rice cakes, Diet Coke, and samples of pears from the farmer's market. If I faltered and succumbed to an entire bag of potato chips, I'd stick my finger down my throat and get rid of them. I didn't think of myself as anorexic or bulimic because I was a dabbler at these behaviors, but when and what to eat gradually took over my mind. I weighed myself daily, letting the number on the scale dictate my mood. This preoccupation left little room for activism, studying, or socializing. After a year of micromanaging my diet, I realized I needed to treat myself better. I didn't go to therapy for my eating disorder, but I knew if I wanted my life to involve anything other than my weight and size, I needed to be able to eat what I wanted, when I wanted, with no restrictions. Being vegan had become another set of rules to follow, a way to limit my eating as well as my freedom. Veganism had once given me purpose, but had morphed into a problem I needed to solve. I reintroduced meat into my diet, but no bite was ever as momentous as that Wendy's meal. Eating meat helped me realize that no food had to be off limits. There wasn't a lightning bolt moment that instantly healed me, but broadening what I ate to include any potential craving allowed me to experiment with my diet and get more in tune with my actual cravings, rather than trying to override my body's innate desires. Gradually, I stopped obsessively weighing myself. I found other things to obsess over, like music and writing. 2 years later, I moved to New York and ate street cart hot dogs regularly. Gradually, my 9 years of veganism became a distant memory, a youthful fad relegated in my mind alongside the short-lived fluorescent colors I'd flung myself into in 4th grade. But remnants of my former self are embedded in me. I never forgot how raising cows to consume is terrible for the environment. I still care about the treatment of farm animals, even though sometimes they wind up on my plate. I try my best to consume only organic, sustainably raised meat. I've introduced tofu to my meat and potatoes boyfriend. I plan our meals and make sure we eat at least 3 vegetarian dinners a week. Being an ex-vegan sometimes still feels like I've betrayed my former comrades, even if no one is judging what I put in my mouth except me. And when I do, I try to learn from those thoughts rather than hate myself for having them.
I want to go first because I swear to God, I think this lady's me. And maybe that's why I loved her essay so much, even though I know we talk about like, that's not necessarily what makes an essay excellent. But in this case, I just related to it so much and it made me realize like some of the reasons I have been vegan or obsessive about each little phase. So I don't know. I just really related and I love the way she wrote. So I was completely drawn in and I just thought she was like so smart and I wanted to learn everything she knew, which I thought was really cool.
I love that you want to just talk about, like, instead of talking about the writing, talk about the situation and how it relates to us, which is like, we're constantly telling students, no, it doesn't matter if you've had that exact experience. But I don't know that I've had this exact experience, but I have witnessed it a million times in so many people. Like, it reminded me of when I biked across the country 100 years ago. There were 10 women and 1 man. And there were some of the people on the trip were vegetarians. And it was so hard to be a vegetarian in Montana. I mean, It was just like burgers and all these people were hosting us and they were giving us that we had barbecues all the time. And so all these people ate were like ambrosia salad. Do you know that salad?
What's ambrosia?
Oh, really? Yeah. Ambrosia is very popular across the USA. It's like this mayonnaise, and I think there might be marshmallows in it.
Yeah.
And,
that's
and
ambrosia?
Yeah.
Fruit
and like
salad
little
and shit.
Tiny orange slivers, that kind of salad. Yes. Everybody who was a vegetarian, I was not, they ate ambrosia and like potatoes. That was it.
Full of carbs and sugar. Yeah.
That was the only thing they could eat. And I noticed that. I was like, I think these people are slightly veering toward an eating disorder, potentially.
Yeah.
And I actually loved how Rachel Kramer Bussel, she did admit that it was Well, the way she put it was disordered. Her eating habits turned disordered. And I think that's just sort of the way people talk about eating disorders now, disordered eating.
Yeah.
She saw it for what it was. I thought that was very, very honest. And I don't know, I'm impressed.
So do you want to talk about the writing? I mean, I guess we are a writing podcast. We should probably do that.
Well, you mentioned that you trusted her and thought she was really smart. And I think it's because her details are so specific and so clear. That's something I noticed. Like Wendy's chicken sandwich versus the Mapo tofu.
Yeah.
She's just, like we really see it. The way she said, she didn't even know back then if it was vegan or vegan.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
She was like ahead of her time. Oh, what about the way she described going limp and then being carted off in a stretcher? That scene, those details put together, like really showed me that this narrator was like, she was a trained activist.
Yeah.
She was hardcore.
No, every little detail I thought, and I'm always telling our students that there are a lot of good details, but if you put things that sort of draw you out, sometimes you lose what the story's really about. And so some readers may have wanted more of one thing, and some readers may have wanted less of one thing, but it's the narrator's job to figure out what is she trying to say and then use the details that are just enough. And I think that's a challenge.
I think Rachel nailed it. And someone asked us that at the Stand About Writers conference last week. They asked, like, how do you use the very, very specific details and then know which ones to, not use, how to overstuff your story. But I didn't think Rachel did. Now, it's possible that this was her 20th draft by the time she sent it to us, because Rachel Kramer Bussel is a trained professional writer. She's very, very good. I'm sure that she had tangents and details that weren't necessary. I don't remember the draft that we got, but we went back and forth with her a few times. So it is a process of bringing in details and then sometimes taking details out.
Yeah. Especially for space and for the type of publication that it is. I mean, it just depends. You've got to read, you've got to, check out these publications you're submitting to and make sure that you're staying within their style, their format, their structure for the most part.
Well, something's happened to us, which is that our style has gotten shorter.
Yeah. Our attention span has gotten shorter.
Right. Because you and I are like, oh God, 1,400 words. I can't even read it. So this story is 860 words.
Yeah.
So Rachel Kramer Bussel did right by us by tightening her story. The other thing that I wanted to say at the very end, just this is another thing that I loved. She said that she still cares about animals, even though sometimes they end up on my plate.
I love it.
Yeah. That was such an elegant way of saying that.
Yeah. And then I also love being an ex-vegan sometimes still feels like I've betrayed my former comrades. It is a cult. It's like a little bit culty, the veganism or gluten-free-isms or whatever it is. Like it does feel like a cult. Did I tell you?
What cults are you in?
Well, for sure I was in the vegan and now I've betrayed my former comrades.
Oh God.
No, seriously. The other day at dinner, I had these girls, my girlfriends over, and I cooked a chicken dish and they were like, "You're eating chicken now?" And I was like, yeah. They're like, "We can't even keep up with all the shit. You're either yes or no." And
were they disappointed or were they like me, like, yay, chow down?
I don't think they gave two shits is the thing.
Okay.
Like nobody really cares about anybody but themselves.
Oh yeah. And actually Rachel did say that. She's the only one that's like stressing about it.
Yeah.
So I actually do have a feeling that vegans want everybody to be vegan and they are probably disappointed when you stray.
Well, listen, you've got to believe in it wholeheartedly to give up all that stuff. It's not easy. No cheese, no dairy, no any kind of animal protein. I mean, like, it's difficult.
No ice cream, I'm out.
Yeah.
But I actually really do also like meat. I try very hard not to eat red meat that often for the environment, but I eat chicken a lot. And that's probably Not good for the environment.
I know. We all suck. Well, occasionally I drink out of plastic too, it's like it's there. So it sucks. We need to just take it away. Well, I just want to say that.
Oh, wait. But you didn't say, so you were vegan, but what about I want to know for our listening audience.
I'm in a pickleball cult. I used to be in the tennis cult.
No, but do you eat milk products now? You don't, right?
No.
And you don't eat gluten.
I don't eat gluten.
Come out with it.
Come out with what?
What? Which ones are you, like, what don't you eat?
That's pretty much it. I don't eat red meat, sugar? But that's also because I don't like it. Yeah, I eat sugar. Thanks to Marjorie Berger. And I'm just going to call her out because I'm like obsessive now, back on it, coffee and sugar. Between you and Marjorie, like I'm back on it all. It's
good
terrible.
Work, Marjorie.
What about you? What are your cults?
Well, I was just thinking of them in terms of what we eat or don't eat, what we won't eat, what I won't eat. But I will pretty much eat everything.
Tongue?
I would try it. I don't like liver, but it's like I don't avoid any foods.
Yeah.
And I actually don't, for the reason that Rachel Kramer Bussel, I don't want to be preoccupied.
Yeah.
I just want to do my best to trust my body, which is what she came to.
You're so healthy, unlike the rest of us out there. We're very fucked up. I'll speak for myself.
I have my ways. All right. Well done, Rachel Kramer Bussel. Thank you for writing the story and thank you for listening.
Rachel Kramer Bussel is an essayist and freelance writer specializing in books, culture, relationships, mental health, and feminism. She is the editor of Open Secrets magazine and over 70 anthologies.
Open Secrets takes submissions and it's awesome. So anyone out there who wants to write a story for Open Secrets, check out their guidelines.
Yeah, and we'll put a link in our show notes. She's also the author of How to Write Erotica and Lap Dance Lust. I got to read that. Rachel, yeah, I think I still have it. I don't know. Rachel's writing has been published in the New York Times, the Washington Post, Salon, the Village Voice, and other publications. She teaches essay writing online and is currently editing an anthology about our attachment to belongings. Oh God, I got to read that one. Duh.
You're attached to your belongings?
Yes, I can't get rid of anything. It's terrible. But do you know, it's going to come out one of these days, but one of our students, Sally Schwartz, she's writing this essay called Everything's a Steinway, meaning that it's valuable. All your belongings might be valuable, but nobody wants them.
Oh, that's true.
Everything's a Steinway. So why am I keeping all this stuff? Nobody's going to want it.
That's a great essay.
I know. It's just going to get picked up. It's so good.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, Writing Class Radio is hosted by me, Allison Langer.
And me, Andrea Askowitz.
Audio production by Matt Kundle, Evan Serminski, and Aidan Glassy at the Sound Off Media Company. Theme music is by Justina Chandler. There's more writing class on our website, including stories we study, editing resources, video classes, writing retreats, and live online classes. If you want to write with us every week, or if you're a business owner, community activist, group that needs healing, an entrepreneur, and you want to help your team write better, check out all the classes we offer on our website, writingclassradio.com. Join our community. We come together for instruction and excuse to write and the support from other writers. To learn more, go to our website or patreon.com/writingclassradio. A new episode will drop every other Wednesday.
There's no better way to understand ourselves and each other than by writing and sharing our stories. Everyone has a story. What's yours?
Produced and distributed by the Sound Off Media Company.